So first we have to know the basic definition, that is soil, upon which all the geotechnical application take place. So what are the constituent of soil? So it consists of air, water and solid, which we can sum up with mineral and organic matter. So the voids in the soil mass, it may be filled with the air, water and solid. So the three constitutes, they are blended together to form a complex structure. But however, for our convenience, they are solid particles, they are segregated and they are placed in the phase wise. That is popularly known as the three-phase diagram of the soil. Although the soil is a three-phase system that we commonly used for developing their interrelationship, but it can also be the two-phase. First case, when the soil is absolutely dry, the water is going to disappear, and in the second case, when the soil is fully saturated and there is no air behind it. In this diagram, the volume on the left side and mass on the right side are written to avoid any confusion with respect to air, void, water and solid. In the soil mass, voids, air and water are there, so it includes volume of void. The mass of the air is very small and hence it can be neglected. So the void ratio is equal to volume of the void, that is the air and the water, by volume of the solid. And porosity is defined as the volume of the air and the water divided by the total volume. So some of the points you have to keep in mind. So the first point is the void ratio is never expressed in percentage. The void ratio for the coarse-grained soil is generally smaller than the fine-grained soil. But why is it so? Considering a block, you can think as is a coarse-grained soil and you are cutting into two pieces and so many pieces. That is a fine-grained soil. But for our convenience, we are cutting into two pieces. So in two pieces of block, when we try to join it, it can never fill the space and act like one. Voids is surely going to fill in between. So we can say that for the increased surface area, the void ratio in the fine-grained soil is more. So let's move to the third point. Which term is used? Void ratio or porosity? So we know that void ratio is equal to volume of void by volume of solid and porosity is equal to volume of void by total volume. So when the volume of the soil mass it changes, then the volume of the void, that is the air and the water, it changes. But when the volume of the soil mass changes, the volume of the solid it remains constant. So when we use porosity, it includes the volume, total volume. It means volume of void plus volume of solid. So the porosity, both the numerator and the denominator changes. So it is more convenient to use the void ratio rather than porosity. So in my next video, I will be helping you to understand the mathematical relationship between the void ratio and the porosity and other soil properties.